Okay, here I created a function in Codesys called digs. It outputs a real type variable. It takes three input arguments. So one is RT_min, which is the minimum temperature value, and then the RT_max, which is the maximum temperature value in the dynamic range. And then the temperature raw, it's an input analog signal. So yeah, and then here I created the local variables in the function. I mean, it's a minimum analog signal. The Imax is the maximum analog signal that can be fed into the function. And then here I created another local variable called slope, which is a real variable. So here the slope is equal to the difference between the RT_min, temperature min, and temperature max, which is the dynamic range, divided by the difference in the input analog range. Yeah. And then the temperature should be equal to the RT_min, the minimum temperature, plus slope multiplied by the input analog signal. Yeah. Then what I did is that I tried to call this function in another program. So here I defined the variables here, sensor temperature, which is the input analog signal coming from the temperature sensor. This is the minimum set is the minimum temperature, and max set is the maximum temperature in the dynamic range. And then this is output temperature. So the measure temperature, it calls the function. It calls a digs function. So, and then I also tried to call this function in a ladder program. Yeah, here there is a normally open contact, and then it is so when this contact is closed, then this function will be it calls this function. So here it has arguments. The minimum set is the minimum temperature, max set is the maximum temperature, the dynamic range. There's the input temperature, the input temperature signal, analog signal coming from the sensor, and then the output temperature is observed here. So now I run the program here, online login, then run. Yeah. Okay, here I changed the enable. I change this Boolean variable, and then here let's say the minimum temperature that can be measured. Let's say I just set 30, and then the maximum, it's let's say 70, just, and then the sensor signal that is coming from sensor, let's put 1000 here. Now control F7. Yeah, and this is our measure temperature.